My husband is best friends with his ex-wife. Hi guys, it's future Joss. I just want to put a trigger warning out there that the story does mention and talk about abortion. So if that's triggering or upsetting, I just want to throw that out there. Okay, back to the story. My husband, 36 male, and I, 34 female, have been married for 8 years, together for 14, and we have a 4-year-old daughter that is our whole life. He had been married before with Eliza, his best friend. They married at 18 and lasted 2 years and divorced. They remained best friends, and when we started dating, Eliza, my husband's other best friend Jack, and my husband were tight-knit. Eliza was one of the bros, and I always was the girlfriend, and then later the wife, always an outsider. His 2 friends are single, so our house was always just the place to crash. Even since we moved in together, they would show up unannounced and do their own thing while I made snacks and full meals. For the first years, I tried my best to integrate into their clique, but it never worked out. It was always awkward, and I felt like I was inserting myself where I didn't belong, so I just stopped trying and relegated myself to being a great host, and I let them do their thing. I didn't notice at first, but over the years, resentment had built. I feel like a 50s housewife serving drinks and lighting cigarettes to men. My husband on his own is amazing, and I love him. He has been a great partner and my best friend during these 14 years. Problem is, I'm not his best friend. Eliza is. Every single thing that happens in our life had to be discussed and analyzed with Eliza. Early in our relationship, I got pregnant. I took the test early in the night and we were really scared. Despite this, he was so reassuring with me, holding me the whole night and told me he was ready to do whatever I wanted to do. I said I really needed to think about it. Next day, we went to our classes and agreed to have lunch together. When we met, he asked me how I was and all. Then he told me he had the contact of a doctor who did abortions. It was illegal back then. I asked how he found out so fast when we weren't sure what to do. Answer: he called Eliza early in the morning and she had a friend. I felt so betrayed because this was something that belonged to me and he went and shared it with someone else. Not just someone else, is Eliza. Come on, he said. During the next few days, every time I saw him, he had new information from Eliza and Eliza's friend. I was so confused and scared, and Eliza convinced my boyfriend we needed to do it fast because it would be easier. It was so much pressure. I agreed. Long story short, it was a rat hole doctor office and I almost died there. To this day, I don't know if I should have kept that baby or not, but better not to think about it. That is something so personal. If anything, he should have asked you, do you mind if I seek advice from a friend? You didn't even wait like 8 hours to tell someone. Oh my gosh, that's a very personal thing. When my boyfriend proposed, Eliza was fake mad. He didn't say first to her that he was going to propose to me. The only way to please her was to have her as a best man, despite my husband having a male best friend. Every little or major event in our lives turned into, yeah, I'm gonna tell Eliza, you know how she gets. Clearly no boundaries have been set with that friendship. You can have friends that are of the opposite sex, but there are boundaries. I was SA'd as a child and told this to my husband. He was the first person I talked to about it. Months later, Eliza and I were alone in our kitchen and she started to talk about something that she heard in the news about a girl getting SA'd by a family member, and then she hugged me. When I started to try for a child and I got pregnant, I asked my husband to keep this for us for a little while. It was Wednesday, and then Sunday when I saw Eliza, she congratulated me. I ended up miscarrying. So he just tells her everything. Literally everything personal in your life, he is telling her. Oh my gosh, I would be so upset. When it's that personal, oh, like boy, I haven't even told my own friends. I don't need your best friend knowing. I started to look for a doctor to help me deal with my depression. Again, something I wanted to keep to myself. Eliza was so understanding. When I was pregnant with my daughter, Eliza came full of advice on things that I should do. I told her to mind her own business, which really hurt her feelings. I stood my ground and told my husband I wasn't going to raise my kid with Eliza and that I didn't want to hear any advice from her. This was a big fight with my husband because I was rude and Eliza was family and had already considered herself an auntie. This had been the only time I had given an ultimatum to my husband. Eliza better keep herself away from my motherhood or will leave. Now resentment has reached to a point when I don't want her near me or my house or my husband. I feel she is more married to my husband than I. My whole life feels like I live with best friends who love drama. I'm not sure why I'm writing this, probably because I'm alone in a coffee shop and thinking I want my husband to be my husband and not feel like a lame love interest in someone else's epic love story. In the past, my husband thought I was being childish. Despite loving him, I can't keep being married like this. I don't feel like I can trust to talk to him again without involving Eliza. I don't want to hold an ultimatum. Girl, these boundaries should have been set from day one. Day one. The minute he spilled something very personal to you, I would have been like, listen, no. And if that happens again, we're gonna have a serious problem. We do have an update, but I need a sip of water because I'm doing all the reading, okay? I'm parched. Cheers. Hope you're having a good day. Drink some water. Update. I'm gonna start by saying how thankful I am to everybody that showed grace on my last post. This isn't a happy update. If anything, welcome to the pity, angsty train. After writing my post and reading how most people felt about it, my head was full of doubts and sadness. Your opinion isn't a surprise since most of my friends and family had voiced the same at some point. I guess I'm just too slow and need to be punched harder to understand. I don't even know what it is, but between us, yeah, they're in love with each other. A few days after my post, I took a pregnancy test and it was positive. Oh, yay, right? I know things are tough, but are we excited? Having a large family is what we always wanted, and ever since my abortion, I was left with a feeling of having empty arms. So holding my daughter in my arms was like feeling whole again, and I know I need to grow my arms even more to hold my new baby too. But after the initial happiness, ugly feelings started to grow in my stomach. I didn't want Eliza in our life. It felt like taking my innocent glasses off, and then I was finally able to see her, like really see her. How every smile was so damn fake. Every compliment was always mean-spirited or kind of a self-compliment. Quote, nice potato salad, it was great. Oh, remember, to my husband, that potato salad I made, it was kind of unbelievable, blah, blah, blah. Or, nice outfit, I love how confident you are. I can't leave the house without making sure my outfit is flawless. I hate people like that. Oh. Passive aggressive. This was her type of reaction to my first pregnancy, wedding, travels, my second pregnancy, buying a house, how everything that should be between my husband and I always includes her. Like if our life was a play, she would write and direct. On our first Christmas together, she came and we were decorating, and I ended up sitting in a corner drinking wine while she and my husband decorated. She's always here. And by here, I mean in my life. She has a say in everything in my life, to the point that when my husband voices his opinion, I can see when things are his words and when they are Eliza's. I'm not saying that since I wrote the last post, everybody has turned into ultimate evils, but thinking and rethinking about my life with my husband, I have always been a passive character. It's like my husband got himself a pet, and he and Eliza are going to be endgame when they both realize they never stopped loving each other. Some of you, like my sister, will say I'm dormant. Oh my God, it's like I forgot that this is an ex. This whole time I'm like, oh my God, their friendship, like this is just a friend. There's gotta be, no, they were full on together. Oh my God. They've probably been intimate together. Oh my God. Well, Joss, I forgot the most important fact. Some of you, like my sister, will say I'm dormant. I guess I am. I've let this go for so long that it has become normal. My life isn't bad, my husband hasn't been a bad husband, and Eliza isn't so bad if the bar is that she hasn't tried to kill me yet. I know it is clear to you all, but to me it has been my life for years. My day-to-day. I learned to look away and make myself small so I don't make others uncomfortable. Maybe because I'm pregnant and hormonal. Am I hormonal? But I'm tired of this. I love my husband, but I feel like he can't love fully with Eliza whispering to his ear and him running like a golden retriever to please her. So after all that thinking and rethinking, I sat my husband down and told him we needed to set some strong boundaries because our marriage wasn't working and I didn't feel loved or respected like a wife or even a person. I explained more or less what I said here. My husband denied everything and tried to explain himself, saying Eliza was like a sister to him. I say even siblings have boundaries. It was back and forth with him making me doubt if maybe I was in fact trying to control who was or wasn't in his life, wanting to monitor his friendships, and he even joked if he will need to fly away to have a drink with his buds. For a moment, I felt maybe I was in fact crazy, but I was firm in my grounds. If he wanted to keep this marriage, Eliza needs to be gone from our life. At first, I thought low contact was good, but seeing his reaction, I knew that wasn't going to be enough. Maybe I wouldn't be seeing Eliza, but he certainly will, and I would be antagonized and mocked. Honestly, knowing this made me realize my marriage was over. So I asked important questions and I pressed what his real feelings were. Why would they divorce if they were so hung into each other? Why not leave me sooner? Why not leave me? Did he love Eliza more than me? Why? What is that? Why don't I have what she does that makes it impossible to leave? In summary, he loves her, but he loves me. He doesn't understand how. He said that? Both of us bring something he doesn't want to miss. He's not sure if he wants a life with Eliza, like the one we have, a marriage, a family. But she is his soulmate. See ya. Let me make this easy for you. They divorced because between them there was so much fire that they were burning for each other. Between them there was so much fire. They were burning each other. With me, he has calm, peace, and a loving place to come back to. He has never cheated, but admits he sometimes fantasizes with her being me and me being her. They often talk about them having this life, but agree that being together would break their bond. All effed up, my God. Oh my God, I can't believe he's admitting all of this. I know it was kind of obvious to all of you on my first post, and it should have been obvious to me, but hearing my husband saying he loves another woman, that is his soulmate, and that he put her in the center of our life, made her an auntie to our daughter and some kind of sister-in-law to me, a supposed family friend, I'm not gonna lie, it broke me. I threw myself on the floor and I hugged his legs and I asked him what I need to do for him to love me, to only love me. I felt so pathetic, but I believed everything was worth saving for something with so much value like my marriage. I cried and I cried and I cried. And the hardest part was to hear that there was nothing I could do. This is all. I know this isn't some shocking news. To me, my life's falling apart. The only thing holding me up are two little hands that hug me every night and the small bean in my belly. We haven't discussed anything legal yet. He left the house with my sister and mom and is staying with us for now. We do have another update. Hopefully this is going to be my last update, but not the end for me. Thanks again to everyone that sent me encouraging messages or replied to my last two posts. To clarify a few things people guessed. Yes, I'm South American. I live in a very religious country and was raised Catholic. Even if I don't follow any religion now and consider myself atheist, some things are just too deep in our brains. Also, yes, I grew up seeing my mom crying over my dad's multiple affairs. I always thought I wouldn't ever let something like that happen to me, but oops. Luckily, I started to see a therapist and will heal a lot of things. One of the very first things I started to discuss with my therapist was my abortion and how deeply that hurt me and how big was the impact on my mind. And yes, some of you guessed well. After the abortion, I was determined to get something good out of a very traumatic event. Since I loved my then boyfriend so much, maybe our relationship could get stronger and better, and I fought hard for that. Then after a time, it was more of, have I suffered so much for this relationship just to lose it over this one thing? No. And later it was just, this is my life, go to sleep and get over the pain. Now I realize how alike that was to my mom's mindset while forgiving my dad. But since I was getting physically cheated, it never crossed my mind that I was doing the same thing. Now, on to my husband and I. We are getting divorced. Oh. I put on my big girl pants and I went to talk to him again. I promised myself and my children I would never beg someone to love me, and my children wouldn't have to grow up believing that is something worth more than loving and respecting yourself. Okay, so I went to talk to him. Mostly I went to say I wanted a divorce, that's all. At first I wanted to write all of these things that he did to hurt me and how much they hurt, but what's the point? Communication time is over for us as a couple. He was all shocked and then teary because he didn't want the divorce. He tried to convince me to take some more time to think. Then he tried to negotiate what I needed for this to work, what I wanted and what he was willing to do. He was so generous to offer to take some distance from Eliza to work on our stuff. I laughed like a maniac because, what? He said our family means everything to him. Our daughter, our new baby. I was something he valued so much that I was the heart of this family and that he will always love me and be thankful for all that I gave him. This hurts because, yeah, he doesn't see me like a woman or his wife. I'm the mother of his children. I'm the one who takes care of him and his house, and he's thankful. It was a long talk, but it was mostly the same thing again and again. In the end, he proposed to me to keep the house, stay married because his job has a lot of great benefits, and that I should use them all even if we weren't together. He would cover all expenses and we could live in different houses. He reluctantly agrees to divorce. I'm working now on establishing new boundaries. I agree we should keep it friendly because we have 2 kids to co-parent, and since he doesn't have a place to live yet, he could hang with our daughter in our home, take her to the park, etc. But then he was showing up unannounced in our house, cooking for himself and acting like he lives there. He still lived there, so I was getting really uncomfortable. I had asked for his keys prior, but he said he wanted to keep the keys for emergencies only. One day I snapped to either give me the keys back or I will change the locks. Again, he was still very teary because this was still his home. I said it wasn't anymore, so no more hanging out there. Now I'm thinking it's best to sell this house and find something new that can be mine and the kids' home only. As for Eliza, some of you will be happy to know they aren't together yet. He isn't staying with her, and for all I know, she has distanced herself from him. I would be shocked by that. I could be wrong. Maybe she only liked him when he was in a relationship. Or now her power trip is over and she isn't interested. He is pretty heartbroken. His absolutely best friend isn't with him now. Like, really heartbroken. I know this because a mutual friend told me, and when he comes to pick up our daughter, he seems in bad shape. He is unkempt and has lost some weight and always looks so tired. My pregnancy is doing fine. As you might have guessed, I'm not interrupting it. So between a divorce and having a baby this year, I guess I will have a very eventful year. That's all, I guess. That's a lot. That's a lot. What are you guys doing in this situation? As the new wife coming in to this friendship / exes, what are you doing? I need your opinions. I'll see you in the comment section. Stay classy out there. Stay sassy, and I'll see you tomorrow.